Hi, welcome back to Job Opportunity, and today we have Mrs. Susan Lai, who is a senior designer for the major architect firm Gensler. Mrs. Lai, how are you today?
I'm good, Noah. Thank you very much.
Today we are asking a few questions about her job. To start off, can you briefly explain your job as the senior designer for Gensler?
So I am an interior designer. We do mostly commercial design for interiors, but also architecture. And we deal with some major companies, some Fortune 500 companies, as well as other practice areas like healthcare, educational places, as well as technology companies.
All right, and when did you decide that you were going to go into architecture and design?
So I decided early on. I thought maybe in sixth grade that I wanted to be an interior designer. But I followed my parents' idea of maybe going into medicine or law or the typical things that you would think of.
And why do you think that you fell so in love with architecture and design?
I feel like in architecture and interior design, you really can be a Renaissance person. It uses both your left brain and your right brain. You have to think analytically, problem solve, but also be very creative. You have to utilize your ability to understand composition, colors, and come up with creative ways to offer people an experience, a spatial experience.
Wow, that's really cool. All right, let's go back to your academic pathway. And what did your academic pathway look like to get to where you are now?
So I think starting off with kind of elementary studies, you have to be actually pretty good at math. Math is one of those things, like especially geometry, that shows up every day in my career. The other aspect is that we were talking about, the right brain, left brain. You also have to be very good at art, composition, photography, those type of related fields.
Speaking of using both sides of your brain, what do you think are the biggest qualities that are, desired as a senior designer or a person going into architecture?
We work on a lot of large scale projects. And so one of the major things that I would have to say is your ability to collaborate and work with people, ability to ideate, so is another way, but to share those ideas with other people by sketching, by speaking. And so those are some very important qualities that you need to have as a designer.
And would you say when you're working with other people, is that in your ordinary day? Like, just give me like a rundown of what a normal day looks like.
So right now we're working virtually. So a lot of our things are done through video conferencing. So we oftentimes set up meetings to discuss drawings, to discuss concept. And in one typical day, I might have some heads down work where I'm drawing and I'm really in a model, maybe like a 3D model. Think Minecraft, that you're sitting there building something. Or I might be at the office, I'll go into the office and take some time, select finishes, some architectural finishes. I'll be on the computer also to select, ceiling designs, lighting, and different aspects that the project might entail. So then I might spend time with my team talking over some of the different aspects. And that team not only is our internal Gensler team of designers, in which we might have graphic designers, we might have also technical designers.
Out of all those aspects of your job, what do you think is the one thing that you just love about your job?
I feel like design and people are my two biggest passions. And this job lets me have that opportunity to basically give people an experience. And that is both working with clients. So I will have those clients that tell us their needs and their desires, and then we get to translate that into a really aesthetic and design oriented space. So having that duality of the people, working with people, as well as working with design and concept.
So when you're working with the people, right? Do you guys work as a team? Do you feel like a family and do you feel all connected together?
Oh, definitely. We always call ourselves like the G fam, so our Gensler family. And we sometimes, we'll cover each other. We're not able to do it in meetings. And it's a very highly encouraging atmosphere. So, like today, we had a client presentation. So we ended up being able to share our project with, there was probably 50 people on the call. And we each took turns explaining and presenting the project. And at the end of it, we all just literally virtually high-fived each other and just congratulated each other on a job well done.
How much did you struggle or stress in the beginning of your career and maybe as well as now?
Education of a designer or an architect is actually very rigorous. So you'll hear a lot of times the anecdote of the architecture student who never sleeps. And so during those times when you've got deadlines and you're going through the design process, it really takes time, and a lot of late nights and a lot of stressful times. And so that design process is part of what is so exciting about this career, but it's also very stressful.
Do you have any words of encouragement to those architecture students that are, I guess, struggling now and just sleepless and just going through that process?
My word of encouragement is to keep at it, work hard, explore as much as you can, and be encouraged to be a storyteller.
Thank you so much for your time today, Mrs. Lai. Any last words for those high schoolers out there who need an idea on what to pursue in life?
I think really it's all about following your passion.